Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the ESL Vainglory Cup Series. I'm Jason Kaplan, joined by Don John.
A lot of these.
This is really hard. This is really hard for me. No pun intended. And this is just going to be another exciting game. Wild Panthers up against Aegis. A little bit of history between the two teams. We've had Wild Panthers actually lose in the round of 32 against Team Nemesis, which is the North American team that we had the luxury of seeing. And then we had also Aegis lose in the round of 16 to Team Nemesis. So if Wild Panthers beat Nemesis, they would have been actually head-to-head against each other in the round of 16, and we could have actually maybe seen the match again, but unfortunately not going to be happening this time. And the bans, why don't you actually walk us through really quickly what we had banned out? Because, actually, I'll do it for you real quick, just to kind of reiterate. We had Aegis ban out Koshka against Wild Panthers, so they can't play it, and we had Wild Panthers ban out Ringo against Aegis, and you can kind of walk us through maybe what you're expecting to see, because I know you said something about it earlier to me.
Well, it's like you expect to see a Koshka in Scarf ban, right? On both sides.
Well, we expected Scarf to be banned from both, like in almost every game, but you take away another part of the equation, which is Koshka, and it makes things a little bit interesting.
Yeah, that's true as well, but, well, I wouldn't ban that way, but they did. Let's just see how it's going to roll. We do see Imperium is playing for Wild Panthers. He's quite, let's say, famous in the VG community, at least in Europe, because he's a really good player, and his name sounds quite familiar. And we do have on, actually the other side, never saw them, Aegis, playing before. We do have Tractus and NKNism, which are also, actually NKNism is a former unknown member, which won the last cup. So.
All right, yeah, we'll be seeing them play in just a few seconds, just waiting for them to get back in the lobby really quickly. But in terms of those bans, so you're expecting double Scarf still to be picked?
At least one Scarf. I'm not quite sure about a double Scarf, but at least one Scarf.
Then who do you think's going to be in the jungle instead of Koshka?
For sure, Taka, after we saw, right? Well, probably Arden as well, Taka and Arden, maybe.
We saw Catherine actually last cup too, which worked out pretty well with the Koshka-Catherine combo, just to run and stun one person and definitely until they're dead.
Okay. Let's see. Shall we start?
Yeah, they can start right away, and we'll be able to drop you in a game in just a few seconds, guys. Make sure you can also actually play if you guys ever want to in these cups. They happen every Wednesday and Sunday for the entirety of May, which all leads up to the finals coming up on June 12th, where it comes down to points and what teams accumulated what throughout the season.
We are actually already in the
yes, we have. And let's actually kind of go over what they had picked up really quickly. As you can see, quite a few different
we do see
similarities.
Yeah, we do see actually the double Scarf and there we go, and a double Vox as well. And we do have Intaka on God Boxer, and also Imperium is playing in Cruel, which is going to be deathly. So let's see what he's picking up actually, because that's going to be interesting. He picks up actually attack speed with a Swifty shooter. We do have, let's call him 778. 778. There we go. He plays Liv.
Liv, I think is what we called him last time.
Oh, Liv. Okay, let's go for Liv.
I called him Pliff because I didn't pay attention that the P was in Wild Panthers.
Oh.
Yeah, and I also did Plinvoker once.
Plinvoker?
Yeah, Plinvoker. It was hard. Your reading's difficult sometimes.
Yeah, Linvoker versus yeah, okay. Never mind. But actually we do see that Scarf, like the Scarf within contract, and you see what he's doing there? That's sneaky. Man, he's going for an early invade, and he's not spotted out there. Oh, maybe, no. Okay, that's sneaky. He's getting a lot of farm there, and actually he's denying farm, which is even better in that point. And
wow, he's just still going.
Yeah. That's sweet, man. There's no scout trap. Well, no one scouts trap that early their own jungle. Like, why would you? You're not expecting that reckless Scarf going into your jungle and stealing your minions. But actually, NKNism and Boxer are going for the same. Just stole 2 jungle minions from Team Wild Panthers. So quite even. And Scarf just backed and bought himself another flag gun.
Okay. So let's see how this kind of works out. I'm liking seeing the Cruel, because he's relatively strong late game, probably one of the strongest characters too. The damage you can do with your B ability, that burst, is ridiculous. Not to mention offers you so much sustain. But I'm curious potentially in terms of builds what we might expect, because I remember playing with you and Blueberries once, and you guys were talking about this certain build for him that really works off of his A ability.
Oh, the Aftershock build.
I believe so. I believe so.
It's in the community. It's more called the Shinkagen build, to be honest.
The Shinkagen. Okay, that makes sense.
Because he did a wonderful video actually about it. So if you haven't checked that out, it's probably easy to find on YouTube. Yeah, it's granting him a lot. Like you're maxing your A skill, which is Deadman's Rush, and you're getting so much poke just by using that, and you're maxing it for sure. Which is not normal for a Scarf in terms of the last months. Because
sorry, for Scarf or Cruel?
For Cruel.
Okay.
Sorry. And Nissim getting actually a Glub here and also a Splitfire into his fiery face, is able to survive it with an Helican Potion there in the end. And yeah, normally you are maxing your Spectral Smite on Cruel. Like, you can't say normally, but like you would expect people to do it. But on that particular build, you're not doing that.
All right. Well, we haven't talked too much about comps yet when it gets into like the mid to late game. And I mean, with the Cruel, you want to say Wild Panthers should be the team to watch out for when we get into the late game. But would you agree with that, or is there a little bit of difference when it comes with Taka now, since we didn't see him much last
I totally agreed when you said that Cruel is going to be late game really strong. I mean, right now he is just on attack speed, so I mean he can use his Spectral Smite. He's actually, it looks like that he's going to max his Spectral Smite. Which is, as you mentioned, giving him a lot of sustain. So not that burst damage though, but you like that.
It's just funny and just seeing like mirror matches and them might just do things like that.
And both walking down now, both Scarves down there. Yeah, that's quite funny. So in terms of Scout Traps, just to point that out because that's something you love to talk about. We do see actually, well, not a lot of Scout Traps, but just those two which are, well, in your own shopping bush and in your own try bush, and we do see that on the side of Wild Panthers as well. So not a lot of craziness in terms of Scout Trapping at the moment. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming it will change a little bit later on, especially when, you know, Godbox or Books starts to get level 6 and become more and more of a threat. I'm a little bit worried, though, on their side. In terms of tankiness, they don't really have, you know, the tank like Cruel to soak up a lot of damage. I'm expecting Scarf to go that route because we saw that so many times last cup. But he's also not the guy who's going to be in the back lines like Bookser will.
That's true. Yeah, I agree with that. Oh, do we see here maybe the first blood? NK Nisman goes quite low here. Splitfire hitting him. Not, oh, it is connecting actually in the end, but he will be able to survive that one. He had 2 stacks on Spectral Smite already, but there was a bit of cooldown for Imperium still, so not able to pick that up. And yeah, a lot of flare guns actually already early game, and now we do see more Scout Traps from Team Wild Panthers.
You have to keep in mind the recent changes. You know, a lot of people maybe haven't played in the last couple of weeks, but you know the flare changes. Oh, Nissim though, he might get cut out. That should be the first kill coming in. Nice play by Linvoker to be in the right place at the right time. Doesn't it? Wild Panthers their first kill. Keep in mind, guys, these two teams could have met actually the round of 16 in the first cup, but Team Nemesis actually beat both of them over from North America. So it's definitely a good match to watch for them, and I believe the game we'll have coming up next will be a collab game, so make sure to stick around for that. And maybe you guys are wondering, we're actually on a 3-minute delay, so it's kind of hard for us to type in chat to you or to kind of acknowledge what you're saying in chat, but it's to help you know, fix any sort of picking shenanigans that might happen and makes things just in general a lot more comfortable for these teams. And Bookser might get caught out, actually gets flared up. And I'm going to go for the chase, but he's just so fast. But Nissim does have boots, does have it off cooldown, so he could use it to escape if he needed to. But I feel like Wild Panthers are just kind of playing chicken with them, and I feel like they're winning this little chicken duel.
At the moment, they do. They do. Actually, a lot of pressure already from, like, not a lot of pressure, but you see Scarf is only level 3, NK Nissim. That's because he died once. That's also, like, he's losing XP out of that. But also the move from Linvoker, to spell it, hopefully pronounce that Linvoker, to steal the jungle minions early, that provided him an advantage. There we go.
Yeah, and I mean, not only gold, but the levels, like you're saying, is a huge thing. And looks like Terracus will be able to escape, but taking a little bit of damage. Level 6 are being acquired for both teams. Bookser now is level 6, Imperium level 6 on top of that. We saw some actually really cool plays with Cruel before in the first cup with the ultimates being thrown backwards so he can get a longer stun. And oh, this could be the perfect time for an engage if they just go for it. If they just throw the ultimate in and just kind of blindside or a flare, they do spot them out, and they're looking for the fight.
Oh, there's an X-ray suit going on to No, it's just F. I forgot the name, sorry. Imperium is going quite low. There's a wait for it, actually.
Oh, the scout traps are ridiculous.
Yes.
They're stacking up so much
First ace.
AoE damage, and the smite comes in by Imperium to finish him off. That's an ace coming in. That's the gold mine going their way too. And Wild Panthers have just got a giant lead for being behind. But you know, even with the first kill, they were still down in gold, but now they have a clear lead.
Yeah, I'm picking up the gold mine, 7 minutes in. It's also a lot of gold coming in. You mentioned already, they are quite comfortable at the moment in the fold. So might even able to push that tower down with a wave of minions, but no, Tractors should be able to defend that. Maybe.
Yeah, I should be able to.
Yes.
But still, I mean, that's a good bit of momentum built up for the side of Wild Panthers. Now they have the gold mine to defend. They've got 1,400 gold lead. And the items are starting to slowly come in, starting to trickle in too. But we have Vuxer. I mean, he's starting to finish up, you know, his core items. And
Yeah,
I feel like
it's a tension bell this time though. It's not like the Taka we saw before.
I feel like there was miscommunication
going for a heavy steal
in that last fight because he went in really deep onto Lif.
Yeah, it's
but
super easy though.
No one else like backed him up.
Yeah, but it's super easy to go deep actually with Taka with his ultimate. It's you need to be careful when to use it, and we saw it really good in the last match, how to use it actually, and also to finish it up, not just for engaging. So let's check. We do see actually not the Shinkagen build on Cruel. He's going for attack speed, double Blazing Salvos, which is granting him 70 attack speed, which is huge in terms of stacking his Spectral Smite. And he's also maxing his Spectral Smite, so a lot of damage there coming out of him if he is able to stack actually a bit.
And one thing we didn't talk about too much last cup that I always like to bring up is the overdrive. You know, the 5th skill point. Do you put it into your ultimate to get it to 3 stacks, or do you put it into A or B? And I would assume on Cruel, he's going to be maxing his A and B first. There's no way he's going to max his ult.
Probably, yeah. I would
that
agree.
Shield you get is just, it's so strong.
That's really strong, yeah, actually. And what are you getting again out of the ult? I believe it's the longest stun and the fewer cooldown. So, yeah, I would go for A and B as well.
Well, we'll find out as they do continue to level up. Currently at level 8 for Imperium and Lif. And Linvoker at level 5. Actually, on the other side, though, they've caught up. They're pretty much even in levels. But Nissim, he might get caught out. The stun going to come in, and that's a guaranteed death scarf.
Where's Taka, though?
He's just going invading.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, you know, I'll take away some camps from you in the meantime. But he might need to be a little bit careful.
Yeah, that's same doing by Wild Panthers there. They probably know about Taka being sneaky and farming their jungle off, which is a good point. Yeah, I would do that. I mean, like, you see, you can't do much about that if your carry is getting picked up, especially if you're playing Taka and not Arden. So just go invisible and get some farm out of the enemy bushes.
Well, I feel like Nissim, I mean, he has 3 of their 5 deaths on him. He's been caught out of position a couple of times. And I'm wondering, is that due to like him just actually getting out of position, or is it because their team is trying to accomplish something, to like set something up, and he just keeps being in the right or the wrong place at the right time if you're on the side of Wild Panthers?
Yeah, it's in terms of getting spotted out, which is also bad right now because we do have all ults up on Team Wild Panthers, and they're picking Nissim again up. There's a wait for it, but this is not enough to save him, and the wait for it from If is actually finishing him off.
He's got to be so frustrated too.
Yeah.
I mean, again, 4 deaths out of 6 of his team.
That's not what you want to go for, especially if they're playing like the famous Scarf, which is like the pick at the moment.
I'll give him this though. At least he's like playing like that kind of support role with them. If you're playing like the hard carry and you're getting you're 0-4, like that's going to be a little bit more rough for you as a team.
But as in tanky or as in tank, dying 4 times.
True.
That's also nothing you want to go for, right?
Yeah. I think actually, what we're trying to say is dying 4 times in general is not a good thing. So hopefully Aegis will be able to turn things around and use an Imperium's passive just to kind of speedily go into these bushes. Terracus might get caught out just a little bit, going to be forced to back away. They're trying to defend that gold mine, which is almost done. And that's going to be, again, an extra 300 in each pocket on the side of Wild Panthers. They're going to defend it until they can't.
Yeah, it's going to pay out in a second. They should be able to get that. Yeah, that's another good amount of gold just paid out there to the Wild Panthers, and actually having the Shiver Steel now finished for Imperium, so he has actually the possibility to keep those enemies even longer in range from for Vox and for Scarf.
Yeah, I think we saw that build actually a couple times.
Yeah, I believe I saw it the first time probably out of a Team Red, I'm quite sure it was
Okay.
jetpacks, if I'm not wrong, that he rushed that actually to help his laner, yeah, actually just glue those enemies to them, so you were able to get the poke down.
Yeah, and it makes it easier for, you know, the Invoker to get his stacking passive damage in there, and then, oh, the ultimate comes in, but nice little, nice little block comes in, reflex block. And they're looking to turn Imperium, though, again, down about half HP, and Invoker, a little bit mistimed, I guess, by that one. Just more of a, let's just use it to make sure the other team stays away from us and doesn't commit to this fight, but Aegis, they have him so low in health. Liv has to be careful.
Yeah, Boxer is deadly with his X-Ray there, especially for him, quite low. But going again for the sneaky farm, or maybe is he going to pick someone up using his boots to active?
Oh, Imperium, if you just check the bush.
Oh, there are no scout traps though, it's just a hunch from Boxer to actually check those. So another scout trap popped.
I would love to see a stat of how much damage Scout Trap has done to each team. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, and total, that would be funny to see, especially how many kills are also happening just to Scout Traps. You should see that actually in the top right corner, that the Scout Trap did the kill.
Yeah, just have a Scout Trap have like a kill death assist kind of marker. That'd be pretty cool. I can get with that. But, you know, we've seen it be so impactful. We saw just in the game prior with the Team Wicked up against VIP how it is able to help secure quite a few kills, especially with the Costco ultimates. But 6-0, again, Wild Panthers, they have the lead. They're taking their time. They do have a hefty amount of money to spend for Lift, sitting at 2,000. I feel like this is their game to control, but they just think is they don't want to make a mistake that could cost them lose it. We saw Unknown pull off so many comebacks in cut number 1. It's like, well, we don't want to see that happen again, especially when we know we're winning.
Yeah, they probably want to play that one safe since they're that far ahead already after 30 minutes. And yeah, she's going... Actually, we confirmed it. We got it confirmed. It's a she.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. She's spawning at minute 15. That's probably the point of... yeah. Well, Panthers going there, trying to finish it up. Maybe even like Red did it exactly at marked 15, so they don't even get some damage from that wild girl.
Mm-hmm. Well, it worked out so well for them. They timed it perfectly too, considering they had like, was it 2 kills into a perfect Kraken. And you're seeing Wild Panthers are trying to set up for a kill. They have, you know, quite a few scout traps down to be a little bit aggressive. Nissan might get caught out. Lift though, can take him down about half health. Ultimate coming in from Invoker, and again, not necessarily in the right position. I would say that was a little bit of a misplay by him.
Bit too early.
But they forced them back.
Yeah. Ideally, you want to use Imperium's from Hell's Hurt to at least stun one. Well, you can only stun one of your enemies, but to
Just make sure you stun at least one of them, though, because you can miss. I mean, you could stun 0.
And then use actually Scarf to use his C skill to get some juicy burn damage down. Yeah,
actually, what's funny is that we haven't really seen...
Oh, the gold mine is getting picked there.
Oh, it's already very low. They're popping ultimates too, just to make sure to secure it, and it's going to be going over to the blue side of Aegis. Nissan will be able to escape this too.
Wait for it. Not connecting there would be deadly for Nissan there. He probably would have gone down to that. As we see, yeah, actually Vox playing already on an... Let me check that for a second.
They popped the infusion too.
Yeah, that's what I'm curious about. And actually also a fountain. That's quite interesting. Did not see that a lot lately. The tower is going down. First tower for Team Wild Panthers, which is basically... they have 2 teams actually today participating. It's Wild Panthers 1 and Wild Panthers 2. Yeah,
this is the team we actually saw play in the first cup on Wednesday, so nice to see them coming back again and playing. And remember, guys, they're competing for not only money for top 2 places, but for points most importantly. And if you, I think if you secure like a first place finish in one of the cups, you have a guaranteed spot come into the finals on June 12th. We'll be taking the top 8 teams from all the cups in terms of points, and they'll be playing for a bigger prize pool. So definitely every team's trying to battle it out. Trying to get their Unknown almost has secured themselves a spot, I believe. As long as they just keep playing and place like top 32, they'll have that guaranteed spot. But also seeding is a big portion. You know, you want to be number 1 seed up against the number 8 team. You don't want to be 4 and 5 head to head.
Yeah, which is not too bad actually. So something I want to point out in terms of rotations. Those 3 are always a squad. They are always sticking together since level 6. They always try to pick up whenever their laner is going laning. They always try to stick around, at least stay around a bit in the near area. So they are able actually to pull it from Hell's Hurt to get maybe a stun off out of a nasty situation. So I like the rotations at the moment, what Wild Panthers are pulling off. And there she is. I don't know if that is going
beautiful beast.
That's just a bait, but they can't see that because there are no scout traps at the moment for Team Aegis.
Lift, though, I mean, he's not scared to get really close and personal. He's actually going to be chasing the past the turret. The ultimate going to be missing, just unfortunate out of Imperium. But Nissim, I think he's going to be the first to fall. No, Terracus already very low on life, and they will kill the carry on the side of Aegis, and this might turn into a Kraken. However, with Bookster still alive, I think this would be very dangerous.
Yeah, especially. That's what I tried to point that out when I pulled him there on screen. And he's actually going for that, but it's getting catched out. Splitfire is connecting to him, and he needs to rotate all the way up top, and that is way too late because that Kraken is already captured.
Oh yeah, Limboka doing a great job of zoning them back too, popping the flares to make sure that they can't commit to stop this. And it would have been a great steal, but we also have to keep in mind, you know, Kraken can still work against the team taking it. If you don't take 2 turrets off the back of that, you actually lose out in money that you get overall from, I think it's what, 500 for killing the Kraken, 600 for killing turrets. So if you only get 1 turret, it's actually not going to be enough in the end. But
yeah, it's 300 for killing the turret. Yeah, so 900 per team. But yeah, they already picked 1 tower. They only need to pick another turret. There we go, not tower. So then it's worth in the end. But I mean, in terms of like putting pressure on the enemy Vayne Crystal, only pushing 1 tower is already worth it, because they are, well, that far ahead that yeah, they should be able to push another tower.
And they've got ults up, and they're going to land on Terracus too.
Wait for it though, did a lot of damage to Team Wild Panthers, and that's Team Death Wild Panthers. But it's 1 more hit. Yeah. No, actually not. So it's worth.
I think Team Wild Panthers got turned into Team Wild Rug. Just turned into like a little shag carpet on the ground, because that was an engage coming out of Wild Panthers onto Terracus, but they were able to turn that around. Terracus dove straight back in, and outside of Nissim was able to just chunk through them. So a little bit of a misplay. They lose the Kraken, they don't get a turret off, at least with that kill. I guess they don't get 2 ideally, since they did pick up 1. And they're going to lose 2 turrets themselves. This is a lot of money coming in for the side of Aegis, and this might be the throw that we didn't want to see.
Oh, dying invisible, still dying. Yeah, but man, that's 600 per member, plus that's 1,100 gold per member of Team Aegis out of that Kraken back push. That's a lot of gold, and they are able to push it now. They are in lead in terms of gold.
Oh, look at Terracus, 2,400 money to spend. He actually has been able to buy up just a little bit. Even Boaks are sitting on a hefty, I think it was 1,500, and they're completing a lot of items, a lot of major items to help compete when it comes to these team fights.
Yeah.
And if you're Wild Panthers, you have to wonder, you know, how do you keep your focus now? I mean, that was
they lost it.
It wasn't a throw, but let's just say it was a start to a very slippery road where Aegis can come back.
Yeah, they actually, that Kraken was a good secure there, but they pushed maybe too heavy. They wanted to secure another tower probably just to get get 100 plus out of it in the end. But weren't able, and actually getting 2 turrets killed themselves. So we have even on turrets and a slightly gold lead for Team Aegis.
I'm concerned they've been behind pretty much, I'd say, the first 18 minutes of this game. You know, it's not a bad job for them to actually get the gold lead, but they need to turn it into team play. They need to turn it into kills. They need to turn it into some more turrets. You can see they're still being forced to play defensive. They even have the minion mine security for themselves to help push back out. But they can't really go into their own jungle. Like, they're still playing afraid, which you would assume they should be, considering how this game's been going for 18 minutes already.
Yeah, it's the longest game we had so far casting today. Well, it's not.
It's our second game.
But still, it's oh, a nice ult there, nice silence there also. But you do see that regain of health, which just popped out of that Eve of Harvest of Vox. That's so amazing to see, like how he was melted down basically by the ult, and just couldn't sustain it so good by just using the Eve basically. And that's the end. That's a GG for Wild Panthers.
Credit to Limboka, I think, in that one. The ultimate out of him on that scarf was just shredding through the entire enemy team, and there was nothing they can do, and all 3 men were actually tanking that one completely up. So Wild Panthers are going to move on through, even with that little bit of mistake that they did have, and play in the next round, which I think is the round of 16. The game we'll be bringing you, though, is going to be a collab Not sure who they're playing against unless the team has made it through.
Looks like Prodigy.
Okay, so we're going to have Collab versus Prodigy coming up next. That should hopefully be a good game. A lot of really well-known players and streamers on Team Collab.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting who they're going to pick today to play. We saw the last time, I believe it was... you need to hook me up. I didn't watch it, but I believe it was Shinkagen at least.
Shinkagen, Fuji, and I have it. Hold on. Iraqi Zoro. I knew I wrote it down for a reason.
That's...
Go me. Yeah, I mean, and then they got taken out by Red Team 2, I believe, in the quarterfinals, which, funny enough, if they do win this game, they'll be up against Team Red 1 if they can win their game
so
in
maybe revenge
the quarters again. So
revenge versus the older brother.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough game for them, especially with the ping. But for now, guys, we're going to head to a quick little break. But when we come back, we'll be kicking off our next game of the day, and we'll see you guys in, hopefully,